Do you know what people with genuinely good mental health have in common? It's not hitting the gym every day, meditating every morning, or journaling before bed. After decades of research, psychologists found that these people share something else: small, quiet habits that most of us never notice. And here's the strange part: most of those habits are things we've brushed off before, thinking, how could that possibly make a difference? Today, we're looking at 7 behaviors that neuroscience and psychology have actually proven to improve your mental health. Number 1, name exactly what you're feeling. Not just, I feel bad, more like, am I lonely right now, frustrated, or just completely burned out? Neuroscientist Matthew Lieberman at UCLA used fMRI scans to show that the moment you put a specific word to an emotion, activity in the amygdala, the brain's threat alarm, drops significantly. Feeling an emotion and observing an emotion use completely different circuits in your brain. Just naming it turns the volume down. People with strong mental health don't push their emotions away. They look at them more closely. Number 2, stop trying to force yourself to feel positive. Psychologist Iris Mouse and her team at UC Berkeley found something that might surprise you. People who accepted their difficult emotions, anxiety, sadness, frustration, exactly as they were, ended up with significantly higher psychological well-being 6 months later, compared to those who tried to flip their mindset into something positive. Fighting an emotion makes it stick around longer. Telling yourself, I'm anxious right now, and that's okay. That's what psychologists call emotional acceptance, and it's actually one of the fastest paths to feeling better. Number 3, say something small to a stranger. Tell the barista, you must be slammed today. Nod at someone in the elevator. Psychologist Nicholas Epley at the University of Chicago had participants strike up a conversation with a stranger on public transit. Afterward, they reported feeling noticeably better than people who kept to themselves. Here's what made it interesting. Before the experiment, almost everyone predicted it would feel awkward. It was the opposite. Your brain is wired for connection. It doesn't have to go deep. Number 4, get it all out on paper for 15 minutes. Psychologist James Pennebaker at the University of Texas spent decades studying what happens when people write about emotionally difficult experiences. The results were hard to ignore. Better immune function, less depression, and even higher rates of finding a new job after being laid off. You don't need to write well. Spelling doesn't matter. Nobody's going to read it. Just get whatever's been living in your head down on paper for 15 minutes. Writing gives your brain somewhere to put it. Number 5, get outside for 20 minutes. A Stanford research team split participants into 2 groups. One walked through a natural setting, the other through a busy city street. Brain scans afterward showed the nature group had noticeably less activity in the region tied to repetitive negative thinking. That loop, replaying the same worry on repeat, is one of the core drivers of both anxiety and depression. It doesn't have to be a hiking trail. A park works, even a block with a few trees. 20 minutes is enough to shift something. Number 6, spend money on someone else. Professor Elizabeth Dunn at the University of British Columbia gave participants money and split them into 2 groups. One spent it on themselves, the other on someone else. Regardless of the amount, the group that spent on others consistently reported feeling happier. This held up across Canada, India, South Africa. Different cultures, same result. It doesn't have to be a donation. Grabbing coffee for a friend, picking up the tab, leaving a little extra tip. When you give, your brain's reward system lights up. That's not a feel-good theory, that's neuroscience. Number 7, do nothing, on purpose. Do you always need something going on? Do you reach for your phone the second things get quiet? Psychologist Sandy Mann at the University of Central Lancashire found that people who intentionally sat with boredom actually showed stronger creative problem-solving afterward. Your brain has a network that only switches on when you're not doing anything, called the default mode network. When it runs, your brain organizes memories, works through emotions, and pulls your sense of self back together. But if you're constantly flooding it with content and noise, that process never gets a chance to happen. 10 minutes a day of genuinely doing nothing. The effect on mental health is bigger than most people realize. Good mental health doesn't come from overhauling your entire life. Naming your emotions, letting the hard feelings exist, connecting with someone, even briefly, getting it out on paper, stepping outside, giving to others, and sometimes nothing at all. What the research keeps pointing to is this: mentally resilient people aren't built differently. They just do small things consistently. Pick one of these 7, just one, and try it this week.